Hey, what's up everybody? In this video, I'm going to tell you how to take a personal expense that is non-deductible for tax purposes and turn it into a deductible tax expense. It sounds like voodoo magic or illegal, all right? But what I'm talking about here is not illegal. There certainly is an illegal way to do what I just said. I'm definitely not going to give you that advice, all right? Now, there's a lot of people who think, hey, can I just write this off against my business? Oh, I did this and that, XYZ. I know guys, they're writing this off against their business. That's a big benefit of being in business for myself. Can I write this off? And I go, look, it's not that you're dumb. It's not that you're trying to do something illegal. It's just that you're not educated in this area, okay? You're a smart person who's not educated in this area. I find myself to be a smart person. I'm not educated in surgery. So I would do it wrong, okay? That's what we're talking about here. So I say, no, what you're doing isn't just an innocent mistake. It's fraud sometimes, all right? Sometimes it could be fraud. Hey, look, if you deduct that, there's no gray area. That's a no, that's fraud. And if it's minor, you're talking about penalties and interest when you get caught. If it's a big number, you're talking about potential jail, right? So you want to make sure you get this right. So back to how to convert a personal expense into a personal non-deductible expense for taxes into an expense that's deductible for taxes. Now, you're pretty much always going to have a way, a self-employed business to be able to do this, okay? That's why being in business for yourself or having one on the side can be very beneficial. Now, being full-time as a self-employed individual is going to open up more opportunity than being part-time with just a side gig, because there's going to be a lot less that's going to be justified as a business expense for a side gig, okay? Now, let's talk about what some of these are. The biggest one, most common, is going to be a home office deduction. All right. Now you have to actually qualify for it. This is another one. People are writing it off and they don't qualify under the tax code. Okay. Will you get caught? I don't know, but you need to do it right so that if you do get caught, you did it right. Okay. But home office, you're going to pay your rent, your mortgage, your property taxes, your repairs, your insurance. You're going to pay your utilities. You're going to pay all that no matter what. It's a personal expense to provide a home for yourself. But if you have a self-employed business and you regularly and exclusively use an area of your home to run your business, then a percentage of those personal expenses, rent, utilities, everything I mentioned, can be turned into deductible business expenses. So if that's $1,000 and you're self-employed, depending on what tax bracket you're in, that could save you anywhere on $1,000 $250 to $450 in taxes. All right, you took $1,000. It was a personal expense. It's now legitimate business expense because I'm operating regularly and exclusively out of this office in my house, and you benefit from that. Now, another one is going to be business mileage in your car. Okay, now this one's a little bit different. You have to drive for work. So you're driving to see a client or you're driving to pick something up that's specific for the business. You're not going to get your groceries and then popping over to Staples right beside it and picking up a stapler for your business and coming home, right? Like that's still a personal trip. But you're driving for business. You get the standard mileage rate. We're not going to talk about buying cars in a business. That's possible too, but I'm not going to dive into that in this video. But we're talking about your personal car. You drive it for business. You get a standard mileage reimbursement or a deduction on your tax return for those mileage that you drove for the business. Now, that mileage rate, of course, you spent gas. So how did this convert personal? Because that was a trip for business. How did it convert personal expenses into deductible? Well, the mileage rate is higher than what the gas is going to cost you. So if you drive 100 miles, you're going to get $55 in reimbursement. Most likely, you drive 100 miles, you didn't spend $55 in gas. The rest of that, that mileage rate is broken down into gas plus repairs, maintenance, and depreciation. So they factored in an amount that your car is going down in value, depreciating. They factored in an amount that your tires are getting worn out and you need an oil change. So those things are personal expenses to your personal vehicle that you're now being reimbursed for by your business. You're getting deducted against your business income that has been converted from personal to business because you utilized it for business. So again, it's not like this silver bullet where something magically turns into a non-deductible to a deductible. There's a cost here. You used your car for business. You used part of your house for business. There's a cost here, but you're taking things that you would have spent otherwise and you're they're becoming tax deductible expenses, which is fantastic. Another one is going to be something called like de minimis fringe benefits. Okay. So this works a little bit better in something like an S corporation than it does in just a sole proprietor Schedule C business. Your cell phone, you need it for work, but they know that you also have to have a cell phone personally. And this is one where full-time versus part-time matters a lot. If you just got a side gig, you're not going to be able to write off your whole cell phone in this side gig that's making a little bit of money every year, and you have a W-2 job working as a lawyer somewhere. You can't put your whole cell phone bill in there. That's not going to fly. People try to do that all the time. But if you're working full-time in the business and the business pays for your cell phone, the business use of that, now it's got to be your business phone, the business use of that is required. And then the personal benefit, because everyone knows you're using it personally too, the personal benefit is de minimis because a company can provide a phone for its employees. That's why it works for the S Corp. When it's a C Corp, when it's a Schedule C sole proprietor business, I still tell people to do a percentage. But even yet, you can do a percentage of your cell phone bill, which gets it out of the non-deductible personal realm and into the deductible business realm. The other one's going to be a computer, right? You have to have a computer for your business. So again, if you're working 1 hour a week, 5 hours a week, and you buy this computer that you're mostly using for personal purposes, and then every now and then you use it for the business, that's not okay. Okay. But if you're full time, you have to have a computer. You buy the computer, it's a business expense. And then de minimisly, you use it personally too. You don't have to go buy a separate personal computer. You can use it personally for things, but as long as it's needed, necessary, and it's for the business, then the personal use of it becomes de minimis. Unless, of course, it's not de minimis and you're just using it like crazy for personal, then you need to kind of split it out between business and personal. But that's another way. So cell phone, computer, good way to turn something you're going to have into a business expense as long as it's legitimate. Again, and these are really, a lot of these are case by case. All right. So there's some flat out stuff. I mean, if you're watching YouTube videos or reading blogs and they just say, go do this and go do that, and it's a business expense because you have your own business, then I would say, no. Let's dial it back. Let's look at the facts and circumstances. Are you full-time? Are you part-time? What's the business use? What's the personal use? You need to take your tax situation as it is. It's unique. It's to you. It's got specific circumstances that no blog post or video, including this one, can cover. So you need to find a professional who can help you evaluate that and do things right. My name is Brad. I'm with Wooten CPA. My goal is to bring peace to your finance and tax responsibilities. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you're notified when new videos come out. Thank you for watching.